Cái là tại sao mà cái căn cũ rồi mà người ta để rồi bán đi.
Nó nói hôm nay tức là ông ta ăn có rất nhiều thức ăn cho ông ta ăn chỉ ăn con tí thôi.
All the best alcohols you have in your place, they will have, although it is very expensive because in terms of the local production, during the French period, it's only beer. So everything has to be imported. It's not cheap, but if you have dinner party all the time, if you have 200 people coming to a ball at Castle Saint-Louis, about 200 people needs a drink. So they're gonna receive shipment from outside pretty frequently to sustain their lifestyle. This round is very cool compared to what happens in the kitchen, so that's why it's a little bit further away. Low ceiling as well, and very dark. That's why you have these little separation walls to organize everything. This is only half of the storage cellar. The other half would have been there. There is a small part remaining, as you can see in this wall. Now today, behind this concrete is the funicular, the cable car that takes people up and down from the lower town. As you can see, has been built through the ruins because the very first funicular is from 1879, and in those days, they didn't care about archaeology. To them, this was just the ruins of an old building that burned down 50 years ago. Doesn't matter. Today, this will be criminal, obviously, but the laws have changed since then. So we lost a small part of the castle, unfortunately, that day. Now, to finish the tour. Also, by the way, that wall in the back here, that's the wall left of the very, very first castle from 1648. That is the oldest part of the entire site, above ground. So this wall is almost 40 years old. It's getting there, getting up there. To finish the tour, you're going to see through this corridor a few of the governors live here, French and British, and also a few guests. So we're going to go through this corridor and we're going to continue the tour on the other end.
Cái bức tường này là
Lâu lắm rồi.
xây dựng 1648.
Là bao nhiêu năm rồi? 400 năm rồi. Mấy cái này nó last forever chứ hả? Cái này là 1694. The first governor of the France in Night of Malta.
Just built on the edge. It was built in the 1600s. So it's very, it would be very tough for them to go through this. And the castle, right here. That is the wall.
Em nghĩ chắc là Google có hết tất
That
cả.
in the back is the other end of the wall, the fort that I showed you at the
Ôi trên Murray's này,
So we
em có đọc đến
concrete,
rồi.
passage through the fort. You saw a few of the governors lived here. In total, there were 32 different governors who lived at Castle St. Louis in a little bit less than 200 years. In average, they stayed 5 years or less. So a lot of different people. And the reason is that they don't want to come here. Generally, it's not a great position for them. They don't want to leave Europe. Here compared to Europe.
Hồi xưa sống dài chứ hả? Mình nghĩ.
There's no opera, there's theater, but theater is very, very well compared to what you have in Europe. There's not a lot of big castles, gardens, or parks. The winter is very, very unpleasant compared to what you have in Europe. And just going across the ocean, it's not a fun cruise. You're risking your life every single time. So the first chance they're going to get to go back to Europe, generally they're going to take it. Although there are a few exceptions. By example, Governor Frontenac, one of those exposed here, he stayed here for a while. He stayed here almost 20 years. He came twice, and he was actually glad to come here, the first time at least. But he's an interesting character. He's mostly famous because he saved Quebec City from an English attack. But the picture that you saw there, it's not him. It's not an accurate depiction, at least. Because apparently Frontenac was quite ugly. He was very old, no hair, no teeth. He was obese. One of his arms got hurt in the war, so he didn't work really. He had the gout, so he couldn't stand, or he had very lots of trouble standing or even walking. But he had a very bad temper, so don't feel too bad for him. He was not a pleasant man, and the reason he wanted to come here as a governor, it's because he was basically doing tax evasion. Because he spent all of his money in Europe, didn't care, and at some point he decided, well, the best thing I have to do now is that I'm going to get chosen as governor here across the world. I'm going to be protected by the king, and so I won't have to reimburse all the money I owe to other people. And while he was here, he put a lot of money in his own pockets, doing illegal fur trade for his own personal gain. The first time he got back to France, basically he was kicked out, essentially. Everybody was sick of him. So yeah, don't feel too bad for him. He's a very interesting character, though, if you're interested to know more about him. So this is the end of the castle, like I said. Do you have any questions for me? Otherwise, that will be the end of my tour.
Thank you.
Okay. So yes. Oh yes. You have a question? Go ahead.
On the storage room, is that vaulted? Or was that just?
Yes, the storage. Yeah, the storage channel was vaulted. Yeah, you can actually see vaults. Very high. The ceiling in that room was very low, but yeah, it was vaulted.
Because I noticed when we were walking through the wall behind it, there was a low vault behind it.
Yeah, so it was. So there was this was vaulted. There's a little space behind the cellar. That was basically just a little storage area to put stuff. But yes, the ceilings in that floor actually were pretty much all vaulted. Yeah, it helps to support the weight of the floors above. Also, you want to have high ceilings, so when there is a fireplace, so it will be easier to breathe. Except for the storage cellar, but there was no fire, but it was still vaulted. Alright, so that will be pretty much it for me, so thank you very much everyone. If you want to stay longer in the museum, like I said, you have until 5 o'clock, so you're free to just stick around, to go back to the rooms I haven't talked about too much. Otherwise, the exhibit will be around here, and if you're interested to do our other tour some other day, you can ask my colleague outside. So thank you very much everyone.
Thank you,
Very present trip to Quebec. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good